What's up, everyone? Jeremy here from the corner. I think we've got a lot to talk about today. At some point, I need to start mixing in some other news, but there's been so many developments over the weekend. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel down below. Make sure you're subscribed to my second channel because I upload Overflow there too, which is it's been a crazy time. But I thank you guys all for tuning in. There was a pretty big story over the weekend about the FBI trying to hide the identity of Charlie Kirk's suspect's lover after, essentially, they tried to hide the fact that this individual was trans. This echoes what I was told, my sources, on the original ATF leak. The original, the original ATF leak, they were concerned about it getting out, based on what I understand, because of the confirmation that there was trans ideology and things like that. I only found out about this stuff because of people in my Discord bringing it to me. So if you haven't yet, make sure you go to thequartering.com/join. You get it members videos, but you also get direct access to me and everyone else. The news breaks there first, long before it's ever on any YouTube channel and usually moments after X. And so join there if you're able. And I'd love to talk to you. I've been spending a lot of time in there. The FBI tried to hide the trans identity of Charlie Kirk's suspect's lover after his chilling forward response to investigators. The FBI tried keeping the gender identity of the trans partner of Charlie Kirk's alleged killer a secret because he had been extremely cooperative. Are you joking? I watched a video by Sam this morning, and what he said was 100% right. We are at the unironic, literal turning point of this country. And what happens over the next 2 to 3 weeks from a societal perspective will determine the future of this country. 32,000 new requests to start TPUSA chapters. That's a massive thing to start to talk about. I'm starting a TPUSA chapter, which more information on that soon. My neighbors, I had several neighbors message me and beg me to start it. And I just had to figure out how to make time for it. But I'm going to do it. And, more information on that. These are good things. These are things that are happening in the 2 weeks after that are positive changes. Society needs to cast these violent psychopaths out from civilized society. They need to be lepers. They need to be shunned. They need to know that their aggressive rhetoric is not okay. Their families need to, try and save them first. But if not, you're not invited to Christmas anymore. You're not coming to Thanksgiving if you think it's okay that somebody's neck exploded because you didn't agree with their opinions. This is how we fix this without more bloodshed. Society has to step up and say, hey, you want to talk about the trans thing? We could talk about that. And guess what? Not every trans person is some psycho leftist, okay? But until that community casts out the ones that are, you all will carry the blame. It is the same way I feel about the Black community. The overwhelming majority of the Black community are good people, non-criminals, but Black men between the ages of 18 and 40 are taking life at an unprecedented rate. You're talking about 2 to 3% of the entire country taking 50% of the total lives. The Black community needs to shun those people. They need to stop glorifying music. They need to stop, rap music, glorifying that. They need to stop protecting these people when the cops come around asking for help in solving murders. And until they do that, they too will bear the blame. Because this has to get fixed at the societal level. Your politicians are not going to fix it for you. Podcasters, video people that sit on their fat butts making videos, we can't fix it. Only a societal shift away from the normalization of this type of behavior can fix it for you. And I don't want to live in a society with people that don't agree with that. That people can't agree on simple things like agreeing to disagree and moving on with our lives and not celebrating when somebody who you disagree with died. The FBI is a joke. The fact that the FBI said, oh, well, this person's nice, so we're going to protect the fact that they were trans, fire everyone involved. And if Kash Patel was involved in that, fire him too. You think I'm kidding? You guys thought I was kidding about Dark Jeremy? You get more of that on my second channel, by the way, linked in the description. No, the fact that the man that did it was gay and was dating another man who was trans, flipping matters. Sorry, I probably still won't swear. I'm just too used to not swearing. It matters. It matters. So no, just because the trans boyfriend was cooperating, that does not mean they get special protection. Because it matters. Because that was the motive. The FBI is still mostly a joke. There are great people in the FBI. I know I have people in the FBI that watch my videos that are fans of the channel. They'll email me every time I say everybody in the FBI sucks. So I know there's at least a few good peanuts in the turd. But, the FBI has all these pictures of them kneeling for George Floyd and all these rogue FBI. They need to be fired immediately. If Kash Patel was not, involved in trying to withhold that information, then he must fire those that were today and publicly say, this is their name. This is their name. They have been fired. Here's the proof that they tried to cover it up. Or Kash Patel should be fired. Investigators are looking into whether Kirk's alleged killer, Tyler Robinson, was motivated by his belief that the conservative activists' views on trans people were hateful. Can we bring that back? Can we bring doy? A rock on the ground that you step over as you're walking at the county fair knows that it was the motivating factor. What, he didn't like his hair? He didn't like his hair? Is that why he did it? No. He was banging a dude. He was with a trans dude. He wrote trans stuff on the bullets. Of course. What is there to investigate? Let's move on. Discord messages sent by him, who was listed as Tyler, reportedly mentioned that he had wrapped his rifle in a towel and stashed it in some bushes near Utah Valley. By the way, the DNA obtained from those towels have matched to Tyler. Okay. The DNA on the weapon itself has not come back yet, but that's a good thing. The sender also said the rifle would have to be retrieved. Now, do you think when you're talking to somebody, you talk about a drop point where you left your rifle, do you think maybe perhaps they were in on it? This FBI saying this person's been cooperating. Are you crazy? He messaged him to say, go pick up the rifle at the drop point. He knew. He knew. He should be in chains too. Are you kidding me with this? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. I get due process, but for crying out loud, when it's like a slam dunk, what are we doing here? This is the guy that he was dating that was transitioning. Probably turned him in so he could get the money for his gender transition surgery. I have seen zero evidence that this individual was cooperating with the police. Of course, Twiggs was the black sheep of the family, but did not speculate on the romantic relationship between roommates. Dude, they were together. Nobody denies that. There's video evidence. I mean, the neighbors came out there and watched this loser reporter. I think I have it bookmarked. There's been so many news clips that I've had bookmarked. It's crazy. That's why there's been so many videos. Where is this? Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about these losers going after the murals. essentially there was an interview last night with a neighbor who said, yeah, I saw these two guys outside holding hands and kissing. They were dating, obviously. And the reporter was like, oh, but are you sure? But are you sure? Ooh, I don't know. I don't know if that's enough evidence. Now, Kash Patel is set for Senate grilling after botched Charlie Kirk manhunt. That's another thing that people are talking about. I know you like Kash, okay? But don't think I haven't forgot about those files he hasn't released. And also, don't think I forgot about him tweeting out that they had the man in custody just a few hours after the event, and it turned out that that wasn't the guy. Don't forget that the FBI did not arrest this man. His own father turned him in. The FBI did almost nothing in this investigation to bring this man to justice. They released a photo, something that the local PD could have easily done, or the campus security, could have easily done. But he got up on stage and patted himself on the back for 10 minutes in that press conference. Sorry, again, if that offends you, this is new Jeremy. This is post, we can't talk anymore, Jeremy. If you're not an asset, then you're an enemy. And if Kash Patel's FBI was covering up an important fact about the motivation for this attack, if Kash Patel wanted to backpat himself for the arrest, an arrest that he had literally nothing to do with, they released a photo and the kid's dad recognized him and turned him in. The FBI didn't do anything. Well, they recovered a rifle. Big deal. The only reason they could match the DNA is because the kid's dad turned him in. That DNA would have been useless unless the kid's DNA was on file. We don't even know that the FBI discovered the weapon. Could have been local PD. I'm sick and tired of our intelligence agencies working against us. Abolish the FBI, abolish the CIA. They are useless. They are used as tools. Did we forget that the FBI was used to hunt down, people who wanted to go to church during the lockdowns, or that the way they were weaponized against J6ers? I haven't forgot. Yeah, big whoop. Kash Patel's in there now. So what? What's changed? Didn't release the files. And his bureau, his agency, actively seek to hide the trans identity, the primary motivator of this attack. Now, the investigation has widened into probe whether these pro-trans online groups knew in advance, because there was at least a half dozen accounts. Now, certainly could be one person using 6 different accounts. I don't know. I guess that's what the FBI will have to prove. Had advanced knowledge. We're talking at multiple days ahead of time. By the way, we now know that Tyler left a note saying that he was going to take out Charlie Kirk. I've got more information on that in a video, more about the suspect later today, although to me, he's not really a suspect anymore. We now know that he left a note saying he was taking out Charlie Kirk. Who was that note for? We know there was some sort of manifesto. Where's that? How come the FBI hasn't found his manifesto? How come the FBI hasn't released his manifesto? Well, these group of people were happy to hide the fact that this was a gay man that was dating another man who was trans. They were happy to hide that. Why are they hiding the manifesto too? See, this is what happens when I don't trust you. Did other far left groups know? Of course they did. Flip and arrest these people. Of course they knew. You're joking, right? Somebody set up a book to talk about his assassination to be released on Amazon the day it happened. It was released the day before it happened or whatever. You're kidding me, right? Do your job. My Discord is doing better job. My Discord is doing a better job putting together this case files than what intelligence agencies are, or at least they're putting together information and I'm sharing it out better. Maybe the FBI is 10 steps ahead. Well, they haven't proved it. Go to thequartering.com/join, join the Discord. I'll have more information on the TPUSA chapter I'm starting probably later today or tomorrow. And I've got a whole bunch of other videos, so make sure you subscribe down below and we'll talk to you again real soon.